All right, mic check. Cam check. All right. This is most likely going to be a pretty short stream. I know I kind of got on a bit late, but it is only to really showcase the new OM setup that I put together. I told myself I was going to stay away from it because I do not like OM period, or for Maker. And I still don't like it, even with, this setup, but it does make it considerably easier to play. And it brings back I don't say brings back, but it gives you the bow rogue feel because there is no flurry involved. So, um, yeah. So we're gonna do that for the stream and kind of go from there. And also, I'm not sure if I'm interested in Crimson Desert quite yet. I've been watching some streamers play it and whatnot. I heard there was like a huge patch that addressed a lot of things that people didn't like uh, over the weekend. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm keeping an eye on it. All right. Oh, pretty laggy. Pretty laggy, actually. Can we go somewhere else? I wonder if it's just like Saragar being that bad. Actually, you know what? Let me change my connect. Maybe that will help with other people being there. Heard mixed things about Crimson Desert. I hope on it. Yeah, I'm kind of like that's kind of where I'm sitting at the moment. I'm just like I'm watching like Dat mods and like Moxie play, like people that like I'm gonna say pretty close to, but people that I actually talk to, and they give me honest opinions. And considering that I know the kind of people, the kind of people they are in terms of what they like and don't like I know like that, from them in general, then it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, I can understand why they would say what they would say about the game, good or bad in a sense. So figure out, just wait. All right, so what do I want to do? I guess we got some whispers. I'll show what I got here. Oh, I got a Paragon point. Actually, you know what I forgot to do in the planner? I forgot something. Hold up. It's got to be a dagger. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a dagger, does it? Just put Paragon points into. Nope, it does. It has to be a dagger. Yep, needs to be a dagger. Otherwise, I won't be able to get the full bonus. Well, it's at 80% instead of 90%. So, nah, we'll do it right. We'll just do a dagger. I don't hear nobody's mouth. Dex. Health. Life. Life. Damage, I guess. And primary restore. We're gonna add the dirt thingy. Tempering ish damage. Max out. Aspect clip, I believe. Putting emerald, I guess, in there. There we go. Cool. All right. That's right. That should max out the thing. Yep, it does. Hit upload, and I think we are good. We'll get some whatchamacallits. Got the good ghost. What's going on, man? How's my weekend? Honestly, kind of boring. All I did was work. Literally, all I did was work. Why am I lagging a lot? Like my OBS says I'm lagging, or not says I'm lagging, but it looks laggy on my OBS. It's really not that bad in game, but in the OBS for some reason it seems like I'm like weird. Game is lagging a little. That's a lot. That's like a lot of frame skips. Fine. Actually, you know what I can do? Nope. All right. We'll just go to all medium then. It's only this game. I swear. It's only this game I have any sort of like weirdness while trying to stream it. Bosses were there. All right, we'll go there. And my gear is also like kind of like hand-me-downs from some of the other macro rogues or whatever, the gear that they didn't want. So this is like roughly put together. However, I am still pretty impressed with the results, I guess. Although I am like pretty laggy or pretty squishy. Right over there. Squishy even more than usual. No, same about the same amount of squishiness that I normally do. But I'm also wearing Tobalt's Will instead of regular pants that I have in the planner because I don't have a good pair of regular pants at all. So that's why you see Dark Shroud on my bar instead of Umbrus pants or whatever, because I just literally don't have a pair. I'm out of potions. Also out of enemies apparently. Yep. Out of enemies. Now there's backtracking. Cheese, what's going on? Well, I must have skipped a lot of mobs. 'Cause I had to backtrack all the way back. That's so weird. God, this is so like so messed up. Oh, by the way, BM, I'm actually using. I didn't change any glyphs, nor my Paragon board at all from the Ethereals board. So I'm actually using my Ethereals glyphs and Paragon board. I just didn't feel like changing it out when I was testing, and I was like, "Oh, this is good enough." Why is it? I feel the judgment. Very optimized. Yeah, I literally just threw this together, man. But yeah, I mean, go to exclamation mark OM. I just made a new variant of or I guess newish variant to the OM Heartseeker thing. I think it's easier to play doing it this way and no flurries involved. But you still get the same bug damage from doing it like the push way. Ow, that hurt. Boulevard. I gotta get some Heartseeker pants at some point. Get some health. Nah, so I gotta look at helmets or amulets too, because big enough Heartseeker pants. I mean, this is not bad, but might be better than having no Heartseeker at all, which is what I currently have.
Some steel you need.
See what we get. Last wave. This Ethereal. This is fine. It's
What's left, you ask? Use it well.
Val Splendor. I actually really need obols like that because changing up the setup, not obols, other side, because changing up the setup really ate up all of my opposite. Same thing. All right, you want to do that?
Where shall I guide my hammer?
Medov, Forgotten Wisdom, Gem, Topaz, Gem, Materials.
For nothing.
Number for 5. Yes, Horizon Strong.
I forge more than horseshoes and nails.
I'll take that.
What's still got some good in it?
Impeccable. Bright aura. Brighter soul.
Go ahead and do one of these real quick. Play all enemies. I'm seeing some other side drop from the, I guess whatever the thing is, but very few, of course. Okay. I guess I do have to kill all the enemies then. There we go. Well, they were real mad when they made this track. They were not happy. To be pretty honest with you, though, I can't wait till this bug no longer exists in the expansion. Having to build around this is like insanely just bad, like just completely bad for the class. It's so much damage, but it's so like not cool. Like imagine feeling clunkier than like Bear Druid as a rogue. Eric, what's up? Oh, I'm out of. I'll be able to actually upgrade my ring or finish upgrading my ring. The bug gonna be fixed. Oh no. But bug won't be fixed until expansion. Cause like if they fix the bug, like Rogue's top build goes down like eight plus tiers. Like literally, they're gonna leave it alone until expansion. I don't think they really feel like dealing with it themselves. But now, it was this way last season too. Like the bugs existed last season, they just didn't do anything with it. Do I care about the primary resource? Not really. No, that's all it's gonna give me anyways, and I'm out of it. But I find playing it this way not as insulting to the class. I put it that way because at least I'm actually using, you know, skills that affect the Orphan Maker. Both of them. I get rid of flurry and like momentum, which I know why it's there, but man, like. What's up? Am I doing Orphan Maker? Yeah. Working. Tinder, working. After this though, like this will probably be the last, like one of the last D4 streams until we get more information on the expansion and stuff. And then from there, I'm gonna have to figure out what else I want to stream until then. Yeah. So stupid. All right. This is such a vibe late at night. Thanks, man. That is definitely the goal. I think about it when I come home from work. You know, what do I want to listen to, chill at? What vibes am I looking for? Just kind of wish I had more to do for the season that I would enjoy. I'll put it that way. Remember how you're in it here, but my work schedule shifted recently, so definitely plan on stopping in more. Thanks, dude. Yeah. Ideally, I guess, for like the last setup that I was gonna play for the season, which is Orphan Maker, which I still don't like Orphan Maker at all. Like, I really dislike the weapon. But I guess my thought was, well, let me put it together, see if I can make it easier to get into, because I know it is Rogue's top setup or whatever. So the idea of being able to come up with something that makes it considerably easier to play, I was like, cool. I'm playing Rapid Fire so bad, but I don't want to use Orphan Maker. Yeah, well, I mean, you technically can still like, you can still do it with like Sky Hunter, but it feels a lot better with Sky Hunter. Like, it feels 10 times better to play with Sky Hunter, but the damage is just not there at all. Like, it's Orphan Maker or bust with any of the core skills, basically. Rapid Fire, Barrage, 10 shot. Gotta say, I was watching Woody play as powerful for sure. Oh yeah, I saw you there, J Rockets. I saw you glazing over there. Dang, you're gonna make a rogue now after you watching them play. Play it. He was doing some speed 90s, right? And like, you know, popping people with like a toothpick. I saw you. I just didn't say anything. I lurk a lot. I'm messing with you though, J Rocks. Yeah. At least this way though. Go to Mayrogue DT, but not offer make a screw. Fair. But yo, this is actually this is actually pretty easy to play. Like this version is actually easy to play. You just hold down 3 buttons. You don't have to worry about any sequence or anything. Like, you know, you don't have to worry about the frames or anything. And no flurries involved. Because it's technically the same bug. I mean, ideally, all you need to do is just get the cooldown off, right? So every other attack, the cooldown comes off, and then boom. And while you're just holding down the 3 buttons, you always activate the bug without even trying. Seems like same hold down buttons. Yep, exactly. Yep, pretty much. You can't mess it up. I'll put it that way. Like doing it this way, you can't mess it up. Unless you just are not holding down the button, then yeah. Like at that point, yeah, then that's a problem. But yeah, other than that, it's too hard. But yeah, look at Crimson Desert. Yeah, I've been watching other streamers use it. Just still using momentum? Nope. Close quarters combat, or you can do victimize if you want, but I think close quarters combat is more consistent. So it's the bug making the build perform. Yep, that's it. It's literally the bug. That's it. The bug makes you deal, gives you 10x more damage, basically. It's huge. So ideally, all we got to do is just bring Shadow Clone down to a reasonable amount where every other attack triggers the bug, kind of like how Flurry and Heartseeker does it, and then boom. And that is Orphan Maker Road. All I was trying to do is just make it easier. To perform. My gear isn't that great, by the way. I got thrift shop gear with some leftovers that Matthias and Ava didn't want. So I'm basically running the stuff they didn't want to run for themselves in terms of like the gear. But that's fine. I don't plan on doing any real pushing or anything, so I don't care. I just want to know whether or not, you know, what I was doing actually works or not. That's it. And by the way, I'm using Dark Shroud because I have to boss Will Pants, and because I don't have a good pair of Heartseeker pants yet. So it is what it is. I'm being resourceful. It's a new build. I mean, it's just a variation of OM Heartseeker, which is what I also have on Maxro. I would say it's like a newer-ish setup, ish. Keyword on, or you know, emphasis on ish. I don't have anything else really. Open. Guess we'll do some more pits. Oops. I feel like I get stuck often because I'm so used to like how fluid Rain of Rails is. That having to kind of wait for animation to dash or whatever just feels so weird to me after Rain of Rails for so long. Did I miss? I did. This was actually a bad run, to be honest. That first map was horrible. Yeah, the whispers. Nope, a world boss in 12 minutes. I would do T4 Bloody Hordes, but I don't think I had enough defense right now to kind of tank the Butcher and not die without the right pants. I'll spread out. I would say that I do have to kind of be active while doing this, though. I can't have like long streaks of not doing anything. Because I do need Vex to be active for the every other. It looks like I don't have enough mobs again. What up, Akarat? Two bat runs in a row. So yeah, easy. Well, easy relative to what it was. I put it that way. Still buttons you have to press. Yeah, I gotta find some Heartseeker pants, dude. Actually, I was kind of like skipping the trash just to go straight to the elites, but I kind of like actually killing along the way a little bit. But yeah, I don't mess up the frame thing at all. Guess I get my fluidity glyph and then I'll change around my Paragon board to the appropriate board or to the appropriate stuff. I mean, most of the Paragon stuff is pretty universal. Like it can be used on a lot of different setups, but it's not optimal for what I'm doing, although it works. Is there anything I'm about to do here?
Watch the hammer sings on your return.
We're boss in 5 minutes. Guess we can do one more pit until then. Morphin Times, what's up? How I'm doing? Doing alright. Almost got a 2 trillion. So split. All right, BM, you have a good one. I know I kind of started late today. Trying to get Shroud is killing you hardcore. Hardcore I have to. I'm gonna try Hard Seeker and hardcore. In hardcore, I would definitely just stick to the regular version with the flurry, because it has momentum, and momentum makes you tanky in hardcore. So you're definitely a little more squishy doing it the route that I'm doing it currently. Although, I mean, you can make yourself tankier, don't get me wrong, but like momentum does give you some peace, or it gives you more peace of mind in terms of being able to just take more hits in general. Or Boston 2, yep. I'm going now. And the lag is... But this way, though, it's just really easy to play. Like, I guess what I'm doing right now, it's considerably easier to pull off, because all you're doing is holding down 3 buttons. You don't have to worry about sequence. You don't have to worry about, like, making sure the frame is, you know, good in terms of, like, the order of buttons. Like, none of that. It's just holding down 3 buttons. You'll automatically proc the bug basically every other attack. And it doesn't even matter which bug or which generator you proc the bug on. Doesn't matter, because they both do the same exact damage basically. So, like, literally, you see 233,000, 233,000. Like, it's the same exact. Is good. It's good, but I don't like it. I don't like the weapon at all. I'm doing this as more of a, you know, service to the community more so than anything else. Like, I much prefer playing Ethereals, to be honest. This feels just like it's still clunky just in general because of the weapon. Oh, I'm by myself. Okay. Oh no, we're out of resources. Got that my primary resource restore that doesn't work on world bosses. Why am I really by myself though? Like, that's wild. Well, yeah, exactly. I'm not complaining. I just. Okay. Doing my Overmaker Heart Seeker. So I made my own like personal variant of the Overmaker, which doesn't have flurry involved at all, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. It's actually even easier to play than what I have on Max Roll. Can't believe I'm by myself on this world boss though. Like nobody. Yeah. I know people don't like to read the title and all, but yeah, this is new. It's eternal. No, this is seasonal. Everybody's probably playing Crimson Desert right now, probably. But yeah, Pluto, I'll probably have this version on Max Roll too as well. I think it's worth putting it up there since it is different enough to warrant people, giving people a choice. Because there's no flurry involved, there's no momentum, needed. There's no order of attacks. You just hold down 3 buttons basically, and that's it. And if you're on a controller, that is super easy to do. And you'll proc the bug every time. Or every time the game will allow you to. I'll put it that way. No momentum. How do you get 225 resource? You don't need it. You don't need to max your resources out at all whatsoever. Because you're not using Beast Fall boots. You see, I don't have a spender. All I have is 2 basics. But look how fast my clone comes off though. Appreciate the sub. Glizzy. Basically, the workaround is Shadow Clone cooldown reduction. That's it. Is the only command for the new one? Yes. However, I do have Dark Shroud on my bar because I don't have Heartseeker Pants. I'm using Tobalt's Will. But what you see in the planner is correct. I use Beast Fall. Well, of course. On the normal setup, you're supposed to use Beast Fall. You have to. You don't have a choice. On this setup, you can do either or if you want. The Pentagrees will give you a bigger multiplier, so it's more damage. But only on the setup I'm playing. You can't do it with the Flurry one. Because you need the Beast Fall to reset with Flurry. The reason why it works this season, whereas it didn't work like this last season, is because of the buff to Crown of Lucian being able to spend more energy now. So now I can spend enough energy with Crown of Lucian, no Starless guys, and whatever, to be able to like get my clone cooldown off enough to be able to simulate what you do with Flurry anyways. Yay. Get it. Like if you don't believe, like if you need to kind of get like a confirmation of what like what it is that I'm actually doing, let me go to the training dummy real quick. Like I'll legit show you how relatively simple it is to do it this way. So I do have Dark Shroud, so I'm gonna hold down 3 and 4. But basically, you hold down Shadow Clone, hold down Heartseeker, hold down Forceful Arrow. So you just hold down those 3 buttons, right? And that's it. And you'll basically proc the bug every time, or every other attack, which is kind of like what Flurry does and Heartseeker does anyway, and that's it. And for regular farming, I use the Sev rune, which is the Wolves, which gives me the little mark, which always procs Pain Gorges myself. So if I don't want to, I don't have to always cast Cow Traps or Smoke Grenade, which is what will be here, because the Wolves will give me the mark. So all I legit have to do is just hold down these 3 buttons, and things just die. That's it. There's no sequence, there's no order of attacks, there's no anything like that. You have Harlequin's Crest and Starless. Can you add to this version? You can't do Starless Skies now. Starless Skies is bad. Because Starless Skies will reduce the amount of energy that you spend, which means that it reduces how quickly you get clone off a cooldown. The reason why this works is because you need 7 stacks of extreme resource cost from the crown, and you don't need to reduce that by any means. Now you can run with the resourcefulness elixir if you want to, but that's kind of up to you. I do it for the extra damage, but literally you can do it the attack speed elixir if you're not capped for Overmaker, and you basically do the same thing for your getting off this off cooldown. So if you notice, every other attack, Shadow Clone comes off cooldown. which, if you think about it, simulates exactly what Flurry Heartseeker does. Because every time you flurry, you're not using the bug. You're using the bug on the Heartseeker. So flurry to Heartseeker to flurry to Heartseeker. In this case, I'm going Heartseeker to Force for Arrow, Heartseeker to Force for Arrow, and doing the same exact thing. It doesn't matter where the bug lands, whether it's on Heartseeker or Force for Arrow, because they both deal the exact same damage. Only difference is I have a multiplier. I have a free multiplier from Force for Arrow that I didn't have on the other setup. So, and no rotation or anything is necessary. It's just hold down 3 buttons. This one owns regular Heartseeker. Well, regular Heartseeker is a lot more fluid and smooth to play. The OM Heartseeker of any variant, any OM variant Heartseeker is just going to be stronger because of the bug. Now I will go back and I will revisit regular Heartseeker to see if I can get the cooldown low enough to be able to take advantage of the bug with regular Heartseeker, but I'm gonna need some time in the lab to do that. Will it ever be as good as OM Heartseeker? No, it will not be. But I can make regular Heartseeker better than what it is right now. I just haven't got to it yet. But do not use Starless Skies on this though. Like that is the one thing you don't want to do. But yeah, super easy. Hold on 3 buttons, Shadow Clone, Heartseeker, Force or Arrow, and boom. What bug do I keep referring to? So if you cast a skill after casting Clone, like right after you cast Clone, you deal 10x more damage on that first attack after you cast Clone. That's the bug. Why does it do that? We don't know. But something in the game makes it go, oh, you just cast Clone, well here's 10x more damage for that one attack, and that's it. It's dumb. It's a really dumb bug, but it is what it is. So ideally, the whole point behind the, Orphan Maker Heartseeker thing is to reduce the cooldown of Clone as much as possible, so we can we can get attacks to use the bug, and that's why Flurry became what it became, or that's why Flurry Heartseeker became what it is. Yes. So people were using Flurry with Beast Wall boost to spend all the energy, which then took Shadow Clone off of cooldown. Then they pushed Shadow Clone and then Heartseeker for the big boom damage. All we're doing is we're just not using Flurry. We're just alternating or just holding down 3 buttons. So as soon as Shadow Clone comes off of cooldown, it gets cast immediately, and whichever basic attack is next will get the bug damage, and both of these do the same exact damage, so you'll always get that big, boom thing. So that's how that works. I literally was telling myself I was not going to play this build at all this season. At all. Like, I had no intent. But I kind of got bored. And I was like, you know what? So, the fun part about this is just making it even easier for you guys, like the community, to be able to pull this off in a way that kind of feels more bow roguelike, because you're not having to use Flurry. You just use bow skills only, in a sense. So that's what today's stream was really, or was really about here. You don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. You can still do it Flurry if you want. I'm just offering another alternative that doesn't involve Flurry and momentum and the sequence. You ever miss D3? Honestly, a little bit. I feel like the combat's better in D3, to be honest. Like, overall, the smoothness of it, the way it feels. Also, in terms of competitive leaderboard stuff, I prefer it a lot more on D3 than I do in D4. I think towers are at the moment an abomination. And I refuse to play towers right now until they make considerable changes to it. I don't think I care for any of those things. Do we use the push Paragon board for the new OM? Yes. Yep. So, you know what's funny, Pluto? I'm using my Ethereals Paragon board. This is my Ethereals Paragon board. Like my Ethereals Paragon board and glyphs. So like I didn't even like switch my Paragon board. I'm literally using my Ethereals Paragon board. That's how much I like, you know, it was just like, you know what, we're gonna put this together and see what happens. I didn't even need to swap my I mean, yeah, it'll be better if I did have a, you know, like a proper Paragon board, or if I, you know, switch, but I'm too lazy for that right now. Yeah, man, you're welcome. Ideally, I still, just to let people know, I don't like OM at all. Like, I still think it's really cranky, and I don't really find it fun. Personally, I don't find it fun. So, but I figure if people want to play it, or at least want to get into it, ideally, I just wanted to create something that I feel would be easier for the player base. I think that was the goal. So for those that do want to play it or do want to get into it, you know, it's like, hey, you can go this route if you want, if you prefer. Because I do, if there's feedback that I do see quite often, is that not a lot of people really care about Flurry being a part of the build, or just the whole like sequence of attacks, including, you know, it with Flurry and things. So here's an option, I guess. And in my opinion, the more options, the better. Play the way you want to play. But yeah, Scottus. Oh, Scottus, tell me something. What is this event that's happening in D3? I've heard about it in like some other streams or whatever. Like, is there like a D3 event going on or whatever this weekend or something? Like, what's happening? Oh no, Scottus is still there. Stop running from my traps. Oh, 4 GA dagger. And it has Berserking on it. It has GA on everything except for the decks. Except for the decks, of course. Actually, let's look at the GA on the Berserking. Yeah, it does have the GA on the Berserking. This is actually a really good dagger. Might have to switch. Well, I can't switch to it because I don't have enough object sight. Also need a better amulet too. My amulet's kind of meh. I'm not sure I haven't cut up anything D3 in a while. I guess fun. Let's start for some D3. I mean, so the thing is that it took it took a while to get D3 in the state that it ended up being in, right? And like, I hate that the last balance patch was like the last balance patch period, because there's some things that definitely could have used some more love or whatever. But it took a while for D3 to get into the state that it is in, and like, I'm happy for it. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, the Solar Cell Found took a while. Obviously, like almost like basically at the end of his life, the split leaderboards for different sets was like a really great idea that kind of came pretty late in his lifespan. There were some really good choices that were made by the dev team that was responsible for the back end of D3's lifespan or whatever. Like they did a good job with what they had going into it. And I feel like, you know, you see D4 trying to mimic a lot of what D3 was good at and try to put it into D4 without really, in my opinion, understanding why it worked as well as it did in D3, or why it was fine, or why we were okay with it in D3. And I feel like we're not going to really learn truly you know, how to implement that correctly until later. Like, the way the game is right now, like just the way the game feels to play in D4 is just so different than D3. That trying to implement some of the same systems or content like that just doesn't work as well, because the way we approach combat is just different in D4. That's why pushing feels so horrible in D4 when it was annoying in D3, but you had your moments where you felt like you were having a good time on the right maps. Whereas in D4, you don't really ever feel like you're having a good time at all when you're pushing. You're just, you know, waiting for it to be over so you can get your spot on the leaderboard, and then kind of be done with it. And it's just because of the way that D4 is, the way combat is. New season starts this weekend in D3. Okay. Which season is it? Wireless. Oh, ethereal weapons. Okay. That's why people are like excited about it. That makes sense. I love ethereal weapons. I might do a little something myself. We'll see. From Crusader, the only real shield class. Rip this version of Pally. Oh, you don't like the Pally in D4? I mean, nothing wrong with that. I just literally haven't heard anyone say they didn't like this version of the Paladin. So just quite curious. I don't like the Paladin archetype in general, so like I knew I wasn't gonna play the class. But yeah. Vocal Thorns feels from the gear. You see your stats matter. You just feel like you had Thorns as a consequence of converting everything else. Okay. When I play my paladin, I don't feel like a paladin. I feel like some ninja class. It feels good to play, but it doesn't feel like a paladin. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. That's interesting. I don't know how it feels because I haven't played, so it's interesting to hear you guys' opinions on that. But I understand. I feel like I kind of have my similar gripes on Rogue in terms of what Rogue is as a class. I kind of feel like Rogue is. I feel like Rogue is a hybrid. Well, Rogue is supposed to be a hybrid class, but you can't play nor build it like a hybrid at all. Like a true hybrid in a sense, you can't. And I really feel like they should have focused on two different archetypes instead of trying to put two different archetypes in the same class, because then you just end up playing like half a class for one, when you pick an archetype. So if you like Bow Rogue, you have 3 core skills. You like Assassin Rogue, you have 2 core skills. Like, you're so limited because you can't really mix the two because the game just doesn't allow you to do that, nor does the gear does. So you end up gipping yourself for trying to do it. So it's like, if you like a particular archetype, you have half a class and that's it, right? What they really should have done, in my opinion, was make Rogue an assassin melee, like a melee assassin class, and that's it. Like, get rid of all the bow stuff and range stuff and just give it more traps and more like assassin-y type skills or whatever, and then roll with that. And then make a different class for more of the range stuff, like an Amazon or a Demon Hunter or whatever, that has the bows and all the different range archery-ish type stuff. So we can feel like we have a full class. Instead, Rogue just feels, like 2 archetypes that don't mesh together at all. For any reasonable gameplay. Cass, what's going on, man? So with that being said, I prefer the Demon Hunter in D3 so much more. It's like not even close. Demon Hunter D3, so it is clean, man. It is clean. What's funny is that my favorite skill to use in D3 was Chakram. Despite the fact that Chakram got very little love. Like, Chakram was actually good for like a couple of seasons, and then that was it. A couple of seasons. Well, actually a little bit more than a couple of seasons. Like maybe about 4 seasons roughly. It was like decently good. But yeah. But that was like before like the sets really like before they did all before they completed all the sets, the 4 sets or 5 sets for each class. So when that happened, Chakram didn't really get any love past that point, and that was kind of really it for Chakram. But regardless, though, the Demon Hunter skills felt great to use. Except Bombardment Rapid Fire. That was horrible. God, I hated that so much. I hate that build with a passion. But everything else on Demon Hunter, was actually kind of fun. I'm out of. I haven't played for like 5 days, and now the game kind of wants to give me some like multi-GA. There's stuff going on here. That dagger. Not a good look. So what was that dagger? Yeah. I had a 2GA amulet drop too. What was it? Ooh. Ever try to push the sour this season? No. No. I am until the tower is in a considerably better place. I'm not gonna bother. To me, it just kind of feels like a waste of time until it gets to a state where it's actually fun to push, or fun to at least attempt to push. The times I tried it last season, I just felt like the beginning stages of Greater Rifts in D3. I mean the beginning stages. I mean like when GRs were like really bad in D3, like the early iterations of Greater Rifts. Tower somehow feels a little bit worse than that. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'll wait.
See some steel you need. What still got some good in it?
All my friends, as well as like, you know, Diablo partners and even the Maxroll crew, like when I see them send like feedback, all of them are frustrated with Tower. All of them, every single one of them, have immense frustrations with Tower right now. Not saying that they haven't said anything positive about it, but there is considerably more negative than positive. Yeah. Guess we'll do some pit. Fridays, the new season D3 will be fun for about a week to play. Yeah, Ethereal season. I might hop on for that. Try to reach the max tower whenever else. I feel like one or two is your limit. You could probably go a little bit higher. So let me suggest something to you, Couts. I spent many hours trying to figure this out. I still haven't figured it out. I still haven't came up with like a decent way of doing it yet. If you can take the regular mythic version, like the mythic version, which is Victimize, and you swap Sky Hunter for it, right? And you go Precision, and you still do 1-to-1, right? If you could find some way to be able to maintain that rotation, correct? So therefore you can get the 180%, you know, multiplier from Precision. If you can do that, that will actually be stronger than the push version with the Shard of Arathia. The Shard of Arathia is to make sure that you do proc Precision, you know, in a reasonable manner. But if you can find a way to like get some consistency with being able to do 1-to-1 with Beastfall boots, but with Precision with Sky Hunter, you will go up a couple of tiers. There's also some things to think about too as well. If you want to try to do like a 2-hand crossbow, Victimize, the mythic version but with 2-hand crossbow. that's actually quite good. Yeah, better result with the mythical version. Yeah, there's just I mean, so here we go. Kals, let me show you real quick. And you actually might want to consider. I don't know how squishy this is, but you remember when we were talking about Toboss Will and stuff? I was telling you I was using Toboss Will instead of the pants or whatever, mainly because, well, for one, didn't really find a good pair of pants, and two, I was like, I'm gonna try something different. If you can do, even on Victimize, just tell me how far you go with it. Let me pull this up, because like I could do 95s in like 2 minutes with this setup, with this current setup right here, which is 2-hand crossbow, the mythic version, Toboss Will, running a attack speed elixir, because then you get like 2 breakpoints, so like that. And yeah, with the new Locran neck and Skyhunter work at all. For what build? Morphin times. I mean, Locron is actually not a bad amulet. It's just that the other amulets are still better. Like, it's kind of like a good like filler amulet until you get the amulet that you actually want. But yeah, let me know how that feels, Cass, because a two-hand crossbow is slightly better than the bow is, but the bow feels better for like speed farming, because you can, cancel your animation faster to dash around. But like for pushing or doing like, those kind of things, the two-hand crossbow is definitely the way to go. But yeah, two-hand crossbow, Victimize. And I believe you. If you're running the like the push setup, I have an idea what you're doing. But yeah. But does that make sense? The things I was telling you. Precision, make a crit build, precision crit build. But you already crit though. Like 100% of the time with precision. But I get what you're saying, though, Morphin times. But like mathematically, that amulet is good. It's just not better than like a legendary amulet at all. Didn't try Toboss version yet. Yeah. With the Toboss Will version, you also get the maximum resource, which allows you to drop the resourcefulness elixir. You can do it advantage elixir, which gives you more attack speed. So you get attack speed on Toboss Will, attack speed on the advantage, or on the on the elixir, and that gives you about 2 breakpoints, maybe 3, depending on where you at in terms of your attack speed. So it makes it feel better to play with the two-hand crossbow when you do Toboss Will instead. But of course, it means you put Dark Shroud in the bar and not Poison Grenade or whatever, or or Smoke Grenade. But that's okay, because the 20% increased damage and the all stats and the attack speed breakpoint is basically equal to, if not slightly stronger than, the Smoke Grenade that you would throw anyways. So it ends up being roughly very similar-ish. But I do think the Toboss Will is slicker to play. I will say that but doing Toboss Will though means that you are a little squishier, because you don't have health, right? You don't have health or defense on the Toboss Will, so that's the downside, and that's the reason why I don't have it on max. On a Harlequin and leg pants being squishy with this build. I'm a glass cannon player by heart, so I don't. I personally don't mind, but I also got to keep in mind, you know, when I do something for others, I got to be like, yeah, people aren't gonna want to play the way I play, like exact, you know, 1-to-1. They want to do damage, but not at the expense of wearing, you know, paper for gear or saran wrap for gear. But Couts, last question though, or last thing for you. So I want you to do that with the victimizing two-hand crossbow, and then after you do that sometime, and like, you know, you get a feel for that and see whether you know, you like that or you're doing any better with that. I want you to try Sky Hunter with precision, but still Beast Fall boots. You just got to move the Aerostorm aspect to a different slot. Like instead of conceded, you'll go Aerostorm on wherever conceded is at, and just try to spam and see if you can keep that rotation somehow. And let me know how that goes for you. And if you figure out something cool, please let me know. I've tried. I'm not saying that like, I mean, I've tried every option I can think of, but like, you know, maybe you might see something I didn't see. My first map was good. My second map was kind of meh. Probably should skip a lot of the trash though. I'm wasting time on them. You should be hitting for trillions at some point once your gear is better, without doing anything different. Just hold down right trigger A and yep, that's all you gotta do, man. I feel like rushing percent plus X% is not something I would do again. There. That was bad. That was a bad encounter. There we go. like that deck never works out for me. When I just elite hunt and that's it. Oh, that's a lot. That's a huge progression skip. I guess killing everything on the second floor does that. Maybe 2 or 3 out in his max, but TDR might be a plus. Let's try some news things. Let you know I'm stat right now. I think this is probably the extent of my new stuff. I guess. I've done everything I can for Reign of Arrows, in my opinion. Which is why I'm like kind of like, I'm gonna say outsourcing it, because that probably sounds bad for me to say that. But you know, there's not many people playing Reign of Arrows, so it's like I feel like I'm only one person, right? Like in order for things to be discovered or found or tried and stuff like that, like multiple people have to be kind of, you know, go at it, right? So I feel like there's only so much one person can do, which is why I'm telling you to go, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try it? Because you might find something I haven't, right? I will say that it's, you know, Reign of Arrows is pretty impressive considering it's not using any bugs, right? It's Rogue second strongest. Like if OM didn't exist, like Reign of Arrows would be the meta, right? When you think about it. I think come out after a year to D4 is popping. Is Rogue broken this season? Nah, Paladin is. I die. How you doing? Will I do a build guide? I don't know if I really want to do a video guide on this though. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I'll probably make a variant in the max roll guide. Like I'll do a variant. I think that's probably as far as it goes. I have my own planner for people to like look at if you want to go that route. Oh, this is bad. That was really bad. What's the difference that makes it easy? I took out Flurry and Beast Swab Boots and decided to go close quarters combat, and I'm doing dual generator. So the only thing you have to do is map your buttons to where you can hold down 3 buttons. Okay, Shadow Clone, Heart Seeker, and Forceful Arrow, and that's it. Hold down those 3 buttons, and your generators will alternate for you without you having to like do it yourself. And then whenever the Shadow Clone comes off a cooldown, since you're already holding both generators, whichever one attacks after the Shadow Clone that you pop from holding it down will get the Shadow Clone bug without having to try. So there's no sequence, there's no like timing, there's no anything. You just hold down 3 buttons and the damage does itself. So basically you're doing the same thing that you would do with Flurry, just without the extra steps. Like you can't mess up the bug pop. Or getting the bug right. Like you can't mess it up because you're holding the buttons down. But the only way you mess it up is if you're literally not holding the button down. That's it. So it kind of removes all of the player error, out of the equation. The only downside to doing it this way, though, is that you are a little squishier because you don't have momentum. Because with momentum, you know, you gain, you know, quite a bit of toughness from going momentum, so you can take more damage. So you're losing momentum, which, I mean, give or take, up to you how important that is for you. But I do think that for, like, you know, extreme pushing, momentum might feel better because, you know, being a little tankier. But I think for everything else, honestly, this is like so simple to play relative to the regular setup. And if you want me to actually show you what's actually happening, like I'll go to training room and show you. So with the original setup, with Beastfall boots, what we used to do is we would cast Flurry to spend all the energy, which then takes Shadow Clone off of cooldown, right? And then once Shadow Clone is off of cooldown, then you can pop Shadow Clone and then the basic attack to be able to get the bug to happen. Now, of course, this also comes with concealment and some other stuff that you pop along the way to be able to, you know, get the energy necessary to keep looping it, right? So the Flurry never dealt any damage. It was always a Heartseeker, right? So basically what we're doing is instead of putting Flurry there, we're basically putting Forceful Arrow in the middle of it, in a sense. So all we did was max out our Shadow Clone cooldown reduction, took out Starless, so therefore we can spend as much energy as we possibly can using Shard of Erathiel, and we can get the cooldown off every other shot. Okay, so it looks a lot like this. Ignore the Dark Shroud because I don't have Heartseeker pants, so I'm doing it to boss will. Okay, but generally speaking, you would do regular pants for this. So all I do is hold down Clone, Shadow Clone, Heartseeker, Forceful Arrow, and it looks just like this. Notice how my Shadow Clone comes off every other shot. See it? Every other shot, Shadow Clone comes off. And the moment that it comes off, one of these generators is going to get the bug from Shadow Clone. It doesn't matter which generator it is. Okay? Because they both do the same. They both do the same damage. Look. So Heartseeker deals 101,000, right? Forceful Arrow also deals 101,000. So it doesn't matter which one gets the bug. Just as long as you're casting one of them after Shadow Clone pops, you're gonna get the bug damage. So you don't have to worry about a sequence. You don't have to worry about like frame timing. You don't have to worry about applying, you know, like maybe, you know, someone who might prefer to use a macro don't need to do that either. Literally, you're just holding down 3 buttons and it plays itself. And the only reason why this is possible is because Crown of Lucian got buffed with the stacking up to 7 times, but that 7 times stacking means that we spend more resource than before. So we couldn't do this. We couldn't do this last season because we can only stack it to 5, not 7. So now that we spend more resources, this is doing it with double generator with Shard of Erathiel is now possible to do this. So yes, and I also don't need Beastfall boots if I don't want to. I can go with Penitent Grease for a multiplier. I also don't need to hit a threshold for resource. I don't have to have 225 resource anymore. It doesn't even matter. You can run with however much resource you want. I mean, obviously more is better because of adaptability, but you're not like, if you have 224, it's not going to matter, you know, in terms of how the build plays. That makes sense. And you're truly a bow rogue because you're not using any melee skills. You can kind of like step back and, you know, do your thing. So, oh, one more thing. There is one more thing. if you notice, at least for when I'm speed farming, I have Seth rune, right? With the wolves. I'll do this here. I just did Neo Seth. Okay. So with the wolves, they give me the pain mark. Okay. So I don't have to throw cow traps if I don't want to. I don't have to throw a smoke grenade, which would normally be here, if I don't want to. So like if I'm regular farming, because I deal so much damage, I don't need to do any of that really. Okay. So because the wolves give me the mark, I can just literally just hold down these 3 buttons and that's it. The wolves will give me the mark. The wolves will also help with, you know, with some freezing and crowd control, stuff like that. It makes it so much easier to get into the build. Now it's still clunky, don't get me wrong. I can't fix that. There's nothing I can do to make it unclunky, but what I can do is make it easier to play. So your shadow clone is at 1465. Mine should be at like I think at 11. Not mistaken. Yeah, 11.4. So I have Shadow Clone cooldown reduction on Amulet, Shadow Clone cooldown reduction on Ring. If you have Beastfall boots that has ultimate cooldown reduction, you might want to do that instead of Pentagrees if you don't have a good amount of cooldown. What's my gamer tag? Is that what you're asking? Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that's wrong. 1987, not 85. 85 is my birth year. But yeah, so that's how that works. Granted, obviously, none of this will matter once the expansion hits, right? Because all this is gonna like go away and whatever. So I think that's the reason why I don't think I'm gonna do like a big video about it, even though I think it might be helpful to do a video for those more interested in something like this. But with Paladin being so popular and Rogues kind of being like middle of the pack or middle of the road, with the setup that people generally don't like to play, even doing this, making it easier, sure, but I don't think it's gonna really increase the popularity of rogue gaming, if that makes sense. So I'll make a variant on Max Roll and I'll put it in the description bottom to let people know that this variant exists. And I'll kind of just leave it at that, and people can check it out if they want to. If people want to get, shown to the stream or whatnot, it's like, hey, Docs is doing this, this thing, you should check it out. You can feel free to do that too as well. But yeah, Wax, I saw your question and I found a way to kind of slide that in. The answer in. So because I don't have the right pants, I don't know if I can do T4 Bloody Hordes, to be honest. I know I don't have enough toughness here. Yes, now that my Shadow Clones 10 seconds in for trillions. Yeah, good stuff, man. Make sure you have the right runes too. The runes do matter. Oh, these are butchers. I'm only fighting a butcher. See him way too often. Jeez. I have a lot of those keys on I have an Ancient Seas key. Now, Pluto, were you playing the O setup before? Before this? Like this, the setup with Flurry? You GH out, quote unquote, reduction. Yeah, just keep rolling on the whatchamacallit. Just use your scrolls or restoration until you get, you know, GA shadow clone cooldown reduction. Should be pretty just a matter of time. Those are usually pretty easy to get. Nah, I'm wearing Pin Degrees again. Yeah, it is a better it's a better multiplier than the Beast Wall Beast with the resource will be. Like the resource helps with your adaptability, but because you have so much energy already, that like if you add like let's say you add like I don't know like 44 resource, and you already have like 150 something, right? For like for example, then like you're really only adding about maybe 15% more damage, right? Whereas Penitent Greaves will give you 25% multiplier instead. Right, so and then you also get like chill potency as well, which makes you freeze faster, and some other perks. So like it's you could go either way. Like it's not like a drastic difference, which boost you choose to go. You choose to rock, but yeah, you saved me so much trouble at rotating. All right, well. Tell your friends, man, because I don't really go on Reddit or much of social media nowadays. Like not anymore. I think with the expansion, when there's more interest in the game, I'll go around stuff like that. But yeah, tell your friends who are struggling or who you think are struggling with it. I'll put it that way.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
You can't invite me. Crossplay probably. What's your crossplay settings? I have mine off because I lag a lot with crossplay off. Is your crossplay settings on? Or let me got yours on? Yeah, most people do. The default setting is on. I can turn mine off because it helps a little bit with like server lag. I hate this map. I would take it higher, like a bit higher, but I don't want to like screw up on my keys, my bloody sigils. At least not until Tuesday's patch comes. Yeah, like this is pretty annoying. I think I backtracked like maybe half of my pit runs so far tonight. With like maybe 30 seconds backtracking, trying to find things to kill. I'm not like completely skipping all the trash either. Oh, come on. I clicked the portal before the explosion went off. Not fair. Yeah, it's just annoying, man. Like I feel like I put it this way, like if hold on one sec. I I'll just keep it under 100. I could do 99. Like if the trash kind of gave a little more, worth a little bit more, I guess, in some ways. Then I guess I wouldn't, people wouldn't skip elite so much. Like builds that don't have a wide AoE will just go elite hunting, right? Like with Ethereals, I kill everything. Like I literally mow down the entire thing as I'm going. But a build like this is kind of like its AoE is kind of confined. So like it makes you, obviously want to go straight for the elites because the trash are, really spread out. But doing so, leaves you in scenarios where you backtrack often. Yeah, see. I'm trying to make sure I kill enough trash. You can go down, dash in between pack rotations, and they'll just push all the buttons at once. Yep. But yeah, I feel like walking a machine gunner with the arrows now. No more flare. Yeah. It really, yeah. It looks in, I don't say it looks. Well, I'm gonna say, I still want to say it looks though, but like it definitely feels more like a bow build because you're, bow skills. So I'm happy with the results. Because that's pretty much what this stream was really about, was just putting this together, testing it, see how I felt about it, make sure that it's consistent, make sure it performs the theory craft that that I had in mind. And so yeah, I believe we were successful. I wonder what Matthias had to say about this version. I actually posted it in the I told the Maxwell Rogues about it in the in our super secret channel or whatnot. I think Matthias is kind of done for the season though, and so is Ava. So I think if this was like maybe a week ago, they probably might make the switch and like go for because there is more multipliers with this setup though. So this setup technically has more multipliers, so it's a little stronger than the traditional push. But the thing about it is that until I actually do tower pushing and prove that to be the case, I can't really make that complete change in macro, if that makes sense. That's the reason why I gotta make it a variant. And honestly, I just don't like tower enough to spend hours trying to, well, for one, get better gear to push, right? And two, the pushing itself. But yeah, I feel good about it. I still don't like Overmaker, but I feel good about what we did. I don't know if I can do. No, we'll try it. We'll try it. We will try it. I feel like I'm gonna die a lot because of my pants. Actually, maybe. What if we did? Maybe we run 4-2 elixir. For now. Maybe that might help me. We'll do a bloody one. Let's see what happens. Alright, so this is YOLO. I'm missing one. Yeah. I am missing it, isn't I? Alright. Everything is masses, it looks like. I'm just going straight for the butcher. Just gotta make sure I can survive the butcher. That's the question. I can kill him, just can I survive him? There's one butcher down. I'm still alive, kind of. Two butchers. I mean, I'm barely like living. 3 butchers down. he just headbutt me? It's like a double KO. He like headbutt me at the end of that. He legit just headbutt me at the end. I took out all of his cousins and he's like, you know what? If I'm going out, you're going out with me. Let me try not to tank it. Alright, there we go. I feel like I stagger him pretty quickly though. Especially with the Panda Grease or whatever. So I can reasonably get 3. If I had better gear, I can probably pull off 4, but 3's actually not that bad. Ugh. That hurt. Yeah, I'm gonna need me some pants. Okay. All right. So it's the headbutt into the what was it, that explosive fire thing he does? Definitely can't like tank that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Wait, what's going on? Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. What was that? What did I hit? I shot over here at something invisible, and then all of a sudden it just... Okay. All right. This game sometimes. I'll just stutter step him. There we go. Although I do think that dropping it down to T3 and like killing way more butchers is definitely way better for XP. I just want to see if I can do it. Come on, give me the... Oh, really? I didn't get the double damage on any of those hits? Come on, game. That was rough. Unlucky. Oh, now I got it at like the very last hit. Oh wait, I think I increased his health because I increased the Aether health, didn't I? Or the Aetherlor's health, didn't I? Yep, that's exactly what happened. Whoopsies. Oh well. Ugh. Whatchamacallit took my shots. Pokes, appreciate the follow. Got him. I ain't gonna lie. Rain of Rails is considerably more fun in front of words. I mean, the damage of this is insane, but the fun factor. Appreciate the sub, sir. Can you play Zan with your Heartseeker setup? Which one? Well, I'll put it this way. Let me rephrase that. No, you can't. Because Zan doesn't work with Pangorgers. So the overpower thing or whatever like that doesn't work with overpower. The Pangorger mark thing, which is where a lot of your damage is coming from. Yeah. Otherwise, I would. Thor got in the way. Collateral damage. That's right. The butcher now stays to the end because I got that thing. Stuck with me, butcher. A chaotic offering, yes. I got that. There's so much going on the screen. Oh yeah, you stay to the end, don't you? No! I dipped my toe in the fire. My toe touched the firewall. I don't have enough to get that, but that's alright. Cherry M, what's going on? I haven't fought these guys in a while. Oh, what happened to them? All right, pants. All right. +2 to unstable elixirs. You know, that's actually not an awful amulet. Well. Meshes blocked by cross platform permissions. All right, let me switch my whatchamacallit. I'll turn mine on. I think that'll just make it things easier. Well, that was T4 Bloody Lords. At my gear level, I was able to kill 3 butchers just fine. The 4th was a bit of work, but to be expected with, you know, okay gear. Nah, it's TV for sure to follow. All right, let's see. Looks like I have a whatchamacallit. Oh, you have to give me all that, man. Actually, those two balls, though, it's actually like really, really good. You sure? You sure you want to keep that? Don't you not want to use this for the thing? Uh, Counts. Yeah, those pain gorges. Definitely better than my pain gorges, actually. All right. Appreciate you. I'm actually about to take off now. This is supposed to be like a short stream. Anyhow, we did our goal. For those who might be wondering what I was doing or watching what I was doing, I will I might not have room for any of that. Hold up. Wait. I gotta make room. I got all these runes kind of like. Yeah, for those who are wondering, I will have this up on Max Roll later today, for sure. I think this is important to have up there, so I'll make it a variant. I don't know what I will call it yet, but it'll be recognizable, and I'll put it in the change log exactly what it is, and I'll explain why, you know, the route we go, and hopefully it will help people. So yeah, I didn't have room for all of that. It was gonna be kind of crazy, but we'll see what we end up doing and what we end up trying. But CZ, or Couts, let me know how the stuff that we talked about goes with the random arrows. Let's find somebody to read out to. Just throw a window. I see who to go to. Most of my friends list is playing Crimson right now. Let's go to virtual. Let's go someone new. Oftentimes I would go to my friends or whatnot. Or actually, I used to just always go to new people all the time, or newer-ish people all the time. But actually, wait a minute. No, well, Canadian Arrow is on. We'll go to her. It's been a while. She's cool people too. Let's see. All right, guys. As always, appreciate you guys stopping by. You can be anywhere else, but you decided because you come and chill with me, and I never take that for granted. Enjoy Canadian Arrow, and as always, till next time.